Have you ever seen someone walk into a room and instantly be judged, mocked before anyone even knew their story? That's exactly what happened to a young woman at bootcamp. She was laughed at, underestimated, treated like she didn't belong. But all of that changed in a single moment, the moment her commander caught sight of the tattoo on her back. A tattoo that carried a secret so powerful, it left even hardened Marines pale. Stay with me, because this story will not only give you goosebumps, it will make you rethink how you see people forever. And before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss stories like this one. When Jessica first arrived at boot camp, she wasn't what the others expected. At 19, with long auburn hair tied neatly back and a quiet demeanor, she didn't look like the type who belonged in the grueling world of military training. The others in her unit, strong, broad-shouldered recruits, many from military families, took one glance at her and smirked. Some whispered, others chuckled openly. To them, she was just the delicate girl who'd never make it through. From day one, they mocked her. When she stumbled during push-ups, they laughed. When her voice cracked during chants, they rolled their eyes. "She'll quit by Friday," one recruit sneered. Another muttered, "She's just here for attention." No one knew the truth. No one knew that Jessica had been raised in silence about her family's legacy. Her father had been a decorated war hero, lost in combat when she was just a baby. Her mother had shielded her from that world, raising her quietly. But Jessica felt the call in her blood. Joining the military wasn't about proving others wrong, it was about walking the same path her father had once walked. Still, the taunts were relentless. Weeks dragged on. Jessica endured blisters, exhaustion, bruises, and the weight of being constantly underestimated. Her strength wasn't just physical, it was mental. And yet, no one could see it. To them, she was still the weakest link. Until that night. It was during a punishing training exercise in the heat of summer. After hours of drills, the recruits collapsed in the barracks, sweat dripping, uniforms sticking to their skin. The heat was unbearable. Jessica, like everyone else, peeled off her outer shirt, revealing a plain undershirt. As she bent to grab her water, the fabric slipped slightly, exposing her back. At first, only a few recruits noticed. Then whispers rippled through the room. Stretched across her shoulder blades was a tattoo, ink so intricate, so deliberate, that even the most mocking voices fell silent. It wasn't a random design. It was a symbol. The next morning, during inspection, the tattoo was visible again. This time, the commander saw it. A hardened man with 20 years of service, battle scars etched across his face, he froze mid-step. His eyes widened, his stern demeanor cracking for the first time. He leaned closer, his breath caught. "Where did you get that?" he demanded, his voice tight, almost fearful. Jessica stood tall, though her heart raced. "It was my father's. He had it inked before his last deployment. My mother gave me the design after he never came home." The room was silent. Not a whisper. Not a laugh. Every recruit stood frozen, eyes darting between Jessica and the commander. The commander swallowed hard, his jaw clenched. Slowly, he removed his cap, something no one had ever seen him do casually. "Your father," he said quietly, "was a legend. He saved my life in Kandahar. That tattoo, it was his unit's mark. Only the bravest carried it." His voice cracked, a man who never cracked. "And now, you carry it." The recruits who had mocked Jessica felt the weight of shame crush them. Their laughter turned to silence, their smirks to lowered heads. The girl they had dismissed was the daughter of a man whose name carried reverence across battlefields. From that day forward, everything changed. Training was no easier, but Jessica no longer carried the weight of ridicule. She had earned not just respect, but admiration. The same recruits who had doubted her now sought her out for guidance. The commander, once distant, gave her nods of recognition that spoke louder than words. And Jessica? She trained harder than ever. Not to prove herself to them anymore, but to honor the ink on her back, the blood in her veins, and the legacy she had inherited. The mocking was gone, replaced by something stronger, unity. Weeks later, at graduation, the commander called her forward. In front of the entire company, he spoke words that would never leave her memory. This recruit walked into this camp underestimated. She leaves it carrying not just her own strength, but the strength of those who came before her. She is not just a soldier. She is her father's daughter. And today, she makes him proud. The applause was deafening. For the first time, Jessica smiled. Not because she had proven her doubters wrong, but because she had proven herself right. The tattoo on her back was no longer just ink. It was a promise, a bond, a reminder that she carried her father's spirit into every step of her journey. And that is why, when people mocked her at boot camp, they had no idea who they were laughing at. Because hidden beneath the quiet exterior of a young woman was a legacy that would silence even the harshest voices, and leave a commander pale with the weight of history. So remember this, never judge someone by what you see on the surface. You never know what battles they've fought, or what stories their scars and tattoos carry. And if this story gave you chills, don't forget to subscribe for more unforgettable stories that reveal the extraordinary within the ordinary.